Hello everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Academy. I hope you are all doing wonderful today and are ready to dive into a brand new lesson. If your goal is to speak English with fluency, confidence, and a natural flow, then this video is tailored just for you. Today, I am going to guide you through the process of thinking in English. This is genuinely one of the most critical milestones on your path to becoming a fluent speaker. We all understand how frustrating it is to constantly pause and translate ideas from our native language into English before we speak. It slows down our conversations, chips away at our confidence, and frequently causes grammatical errors. Imagine how amazing it would feel to completely bypass that translation phase and simply think in English right from the start. I am here to assure you that this is entirely achievable. By mastering 4 straightforward stages, you can train your brain to process thoughts directly in English. And I promise you, this will completely transform the way you speak. Before we dive in, please make sure to subscribe to Easy Academy English if you haven't done so yet. That way, you will never miss out on any of our upcoming lessons designed to support your journey toward fluency. Now, let's get started with today's lesson. Stage 1. Think in verbs, the power of action words. The very first step in training your brain to think in English is to focus on verbs. Verbs are the action words that drive a sentence, describing exactly what is taking place. We begin with verbs because action is constantly happening all around us. If we can immediately identify these actions in English, we can start constructing thoughts in our minds much more rapidly. Let's look at an example. Imagine you are strolling through Central Park in New York City. You notice people everywhere, all involved in different activities. What exactly are they doing? Some individuals are running, while others are talking. You spot a dog chasing after a ball, and nearby, someone is feeding the pigeons. These ongoing actions are all represented by verbs: run, talk, chase, and feed. By simply observing the movement around you, you can begin to process those concepts directly in English. This exercise of observing and naming actions can be done absolutely anywhere. Whether you are waiting for a bus in London, standing at a red light, or relaxing at a Parisian cafe, there is always movement to observe. For instance, on a bustling street in Tokyo, you might see crowds walking quickly, a commuter riding a bicycle, or a circle of friends laughing. You can instantly note these activities in your mind. Walk, ride, laugh. But what if you are staying indoors at home, where things are quiet? You can still practice this by visualizing scenarios or looking at images. For example, if you look at a photograph of a family picnic, what actions can you identify? They might be eating, playing, or relaxing. Even when you are inside your own house, you can practice by focusing on your own routines. If you are in the kitchen, you might be cooking, cleaning, or washing dishes. Key practice tip: dedicate 5 to 10 minutes every day to focusing purely on verbs. Choose a different setting each day and consciously note the actions happening around you. By doing this consistently, you will condition your brain to recognize actions in English, making real-time descriptions much easier. Stage 2. Think in nouns, naming the world around you. Once you feel comfortable identifying actions, it is time to progress to nouns. Nouns are the words we use to identify people, places, things, or ideas. Just like verbs, nouns are everywhere you look. Absolutely everything around you has a specific name, and learning to recall these names instantly in English brings you a step closer to natural fluency. Let's imagine a completely different setting. Picture yourself in Sydney, Australia, standing right next to the iconic Sydney Opera House. As you look around, you notice the massive building, the sparkling harbour, and crowds of tourists snapping photographs. You also see a boat gliding across the water and a few seagulls soaring overhead. Every single one of these items is a noun. Building, harbour, tourists, boat, and seagulls. It is incredibly beneficial to practice this wherever your day takes you. If you find yourself at a vibrant market in Delhi, India, you will see fruits, vegetables, spices, and vendors. These are all nouns that capture the essence of your surroundings. Even if you are just sitting quietly in your bedroom, you can scan the space and call out nouns: table, chair, book, laptop. Another excellent strategy is to identify the items you carry on your person. Take a look inside your bag. What do you have? You might find a phone, some keys, and a wallet. Training your brain to name these everyday objects in English will quickly turn into an automatic habit, helping you process the language faster and more clearly. Key practice. Tip: spend a few moments each day naming the physical objects around you in English. No matter if you are outdoors, at home, or traveling, challenge yourself to identify everything's in sight. If you are exploring Barcelona, Spain, look around and name the buildings, bicycles, cafes, and tourists. The more you do this, the more automatic your English thoughts will become. Stage 3. Think in sentences. Connecting verbs and nouns. After mastering verbs and nouns individually, the next logical step is to connect them by thinking in full sentences. This is the stage where you combine your action words and object words to describe the world around you in complete thoughts. At this point, it is crucial to keep things simple. Do not worry about constructing long, intricate sentences. Instead, focus entirely on making short, clear statements about what you see. For example, if you are visiting Cape Town, South Africa, and looking up at Table Mountain, you might think, the tourists are climbing the mountain, the sun is shining, the wind is blowing. These statements are basic, but they successfully train your brain to build complete thoughts. Now, let's imagine you are sitting in a park in Toronto, Canada. What is happening in your immediate view? You could describe it like this. A family is having a picnic. The children are playing with a ball. The birds are flying in the sky. These sentences are brief, but they perfectly capture the scene. As your confidence grows, you can start expanding these sentences to add more detail. For instance, if you are walking past the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, Germany, you might think, a group of tourists is taking pictures of the monument. Some of them are listening to their tour guide, while others are checking their maps. This structure links multiple nouns and verbs together, offering a much richer description. The ultimate objective here is to transition from thinking in isolated words to thinking in flowing sentences. This will prevent you from pausing to search for individual words during conversations, because your brain will already be accustomed to forming complete thoughts. See key practice tip. Take 10 to 15 minutes every single day to mentally describe your environment using full sentences. Whether you are relaxing at home, working at the office, or exploring a new destination, form complete sentences in your mind. If you are at a cafe in Rome, Italy, you might say to yourself, the waiter is serving coffee. Two friends are chatting at the next table. A couple is reading a menu. This routine will quickly make English feel like second nature. Stage 4. Think in paragraphs. Bringing it all together, the final milestone is transitioning from isolated sentences to thinking in full paragraphs. This means connecting your thoughts to describe situations in richer detail, narration, or creating a complete mental picture of an entire experience. Imagine you are standing on the Great Wall of China. Here is how you might organize your thoughts into a fluid paragraph. I am standing on the Great Wall, and the view is absolutely incredible. The mountains stretch out as far as my eyes can see, and the wall winds its way beautifully across the landscape. There are tourists all around me, taking pictures and walking along the path. I can hear people speaking in many different languages, and a cool breeze is blowing through the air. The steps are quite steep, and the ancient stone is worn down from centuries of use. In this single paragraph, you have successfully woven together verbs like walking and speaking, nouns like tourists, mountains, and wall, and complete sentences to paint a beautiful picture. By practicing this level of detail, your English thoughts will flow naturally, allowing you to move beyond brief statements to deeper descriptions. Let's look at another scenario. Imagine walking through a bustling, historic market in Istanbul, Turkey. You could form a mental paragraph like this. The market is packed with people, all busy shopping and bargaining with the local vendors. I can smell the rich spices in the air, and the vibrant colors of the handmade rugs and textiles instantly catch my eye. A man is selling warm tea from a small cart, and groups of tourists are taking photos nearby. The sound of people talking and laughing fills the entire space, making the atmosphere feel incredibly lively and energetic. When you practice structuring your thoughts into paragraphs like this, you are effectively training your mind to describe events comprehensively without ever stopping to translate from your native language. This stage is absolutely vital because it unlocks the ability to express complex thoughts smoothly and continuously, which is exactly what you need for true fluency. Let's try one final example together. Imagine you are sitting inside a charming, cozy cafe in Amsterdam, Netherlands. You might describe the setting like this. I am sitting at a small table by the window, quietly sipping my coffee. The cafe is warm and welcoming, with soft music playing gently in the background. Outside, I can see locals riding their bicycles along the canal. The sky looks cloudy, and it seems like it might rain very soon. Inside, a few people are reading books, and a couple is chatting quietly over their breakfast. The delightful scent of freshly baked bread fills the air, and the entire atmosphere is calm and peaceful. Once again, you have successfully combined verbs, nouns, and sentences into a detailed narrative. This is the peak of thinking in English, where you can articulate complete situations just as effortlessly as you would in your first language. You can easily practice this by reflecting on your own day. Think back to the moment you woke up and mentally summarize your day in a short paragraph. What did you accomplish? Where did you travel? Who did you speak with? For example, today was an incredibly busy day. I woke up early and went for a refreshing walk in the park. The weather was perfect, and I saw a lot of people exercising. After that, I enjoyed breakfast at a small neighborhood cafe, where I ordered a cappuccino and a fresh croissant. Later on, I went to work and held a meeting with my team. We discussed our upcoming project, and everyone shared some fantastic ideas. In the evening, I met up with a close friend for dinner at a local restaurant. We had a wonderful time catching up and talking about our week. This type of daily reflection will dramatically boost your ability to recall vocabulary and describe real-life events with ease. Achieving fluency through consistent practice. Let's review the 4 distinct stages we have covered today. Asterisk, think in verbs. Asterisk, focus heavily on action words to describe the movement around you. Asterisk, think in nouns. Identify and name the specific people, places, and objects in your environment. Asterisk, think in sentences. Merge your nouns and verbs into short, direct, and clear statements. Asterisk, think in paragraphs. Connect your sentences to create detailed, narrative descriptions of entire scenes. Each stage naturally supports the next, guiding your brain to process information directly in English without relying on a mental translator. So why this strategy works when you start learning a new language? Translating words in your head is a natural habit. However, it creates a massive conversational delay. Instead of speaking smoothly, you are forced to pause, which can cause anxiety. By training your mind to think directly in English, you eliminate that middle step entirely. Your responses become immediate, natural, and fluid. Imagine being in an official job interview in London, and the interviewer asks you to describe a tough challenge you overcame in your past role. If you are stuck translating from your native language, you will experience an awkward pause. But if you have trained your brain to think in English, you can answer right away with poise and clarity. The exact same benefit applies to everyday life, whether you are chatting with new friends, delivering a presentation, or simply ordering a meal at a restaurant. The practical exercises for daily practice. To speed up your progress, integrate these 5 simple exercises into your daily routine. 1. Asterisk daily observations. Spend 10 to 15 minutes noting your surroundings in English wherever you are. On your daily commute, at a park, or walking through your neighborhood. 2. Asterisk picture descriptions. Find an interesting photo online or in an album. Look closely at the details and describe the scene out loud or in your head. For example, the sand is white, the water is crystal clear, and children are building a sandcastle. 3. Asterisk. Keep an English journal. At the end of the day, write a brief entry summarizing your activities, the places you went, and the people you interacted with, focusing on adding detail over time. 4. Asterisk. Talk to yourself. If you don't have a speaking partner, talk to yourself. Pick a fun topic, like summarizing your favorite movie, explaining a recipe, or sharing your weekend plans, and speak continuously for a few minutes. 5. Language time challenges. Set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes and challenge yourself to think exclusively in English until the timer goes off, gradually increasing the duration over time. Final thoughts. The road to fluency. Learning to think in English is a gradual process that requires time, patience, and steady effort. The more frequently you immerse your mind in the language, the more natural it will become to express yourself. By climbing through these 4 stages, verbs, nouns, sentences, and paragraphs, you are building an incredibly strong foundation for ultimate fluency. Consistency is your greatest tool. Practice just a little bit every single day, and you will notice massive improvements. It is completely fine to make mistakes along the way. Every error is just a stepping stone toward getting better. Are you ready to elevate your English skills? Start incorporating these steps today, and very soon you will be thinking in English just like a native speaker. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me today on Easy English Academy. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming lessons. Keep practicing, stay curious, and I will see you all in the very next video.